This is a baseline assessment for grade 9 to assess the prior knowledge from grade 8. So we are going to prepare the cash receipt journal and the cash payment journal for a service business called Grade Cleaners, which was started by Derek Moodley. So on the same day that he started the business, he invested 100,000 rands as capital contribution. Receipt number 00 was issued to you. So this transaction is recorded in the cash receipt journal. It is recorded in the cash receipt journal. So the document for the transaction is 001. Then day is 1. The name of the owner is Derek Moodley. So the folio, we are going to skip the folio this day for credit transactions. So here's the say, the contributed capital. So when capital is paid directly into the bank account, we are going to skip analysis. But in this case, on the same day he invested, so that it's not mentioned that it was deposited in the bank. So the assumption is the money was received by the business, cash was received by the business. So we'll come here for analysis. So at the end of the day, yes, that this is the only transition that was that happened on the day. So we have to record the amount under bank, all the cash that is received by the business, go to the bank account. Then the account that is affected is capital. Capital. So we record again 100,000 and Sunday accounts. Then the detail is capital, right? Can I move on to the next transaction? Next transaction is paid by EFT for vehicle purchase for DD Motors. This is on D2. So this transaction goes to the cash payment journal. Goes to the cash payment journal. In the cash payment journal, the source document is EFT. Then the day is 2. Name of payee is DD Motors. Folio is for credit transactions. How much was paid by the business for the car? They paid 30,000. So we do not have column for half of vehicles. So it goes to the Sunday accounts. If there's no column, go to Sunday accounts. The amount is 30,000. Then the details is vehicles. But let's go to the next transaction. The next transaction is pay the municipality by EFT for license, 3,000 rands. This transaction goes to the cash payment journal. The source document is EFT. A is 3, name of payee, municipality, under bank 3,000. So this transaction, it goes there to Sunday accounts. The detail is trading license. Next transaction. So the next transaction is on day 5. They say paid by UFT for the following board power from AA distributor. Cash register equipment. Then cash register for cash register us stationary. So the source document here is EFT. That's day 5. PE distributors. How much was spent buying the 2 items? They spent 3,700 for cash register piece equipment, and they also spent 100 for stationery. So if we add together, because we have to make a DFT set time for those 2 items to pay a distributor. If we add, it's going to give us 3,800. So while the rand is for stationery, then 3,700 is for equipment. Cash register is in equipment. Next transaction, they take a cash receipt from client for service surrender. So this transaction goes to a cash receipt journal, service surrender to open current income. So the source document is CRJ. It's dated. The details is rendered. This amount, it goes under analysis first. How much? 5,708. That goes to the analysis of receipt, which is 5,790. Then at the end of the year, if the only amount you have received, you take the money to the bank. So the a specific account that is affected is current income. So we record under current income. We record under current income. Then on the same day, they bought and they paid how much? They withdrew cash from the ATM, 2,500 rands to pay with us. So this is wages. So go to the cash payment journal. The source document, when we draw cash, the source document is bank statement, which is abbreviated as BS. Name of payee for wages is cash. How much was withdrawn? 2,500. What it was it for? It was for wages, 2,500. The next pay actually slipped a rand from 1888 almost. 4,210 issued a 6th of April. Was the first this 6,001. So this command goes to the cash receipt journal. And the tenant is A almost. So what is the source document? Because the receipt was issued to A almost. The next source document is L2. Then day 314. Details 8 almost. A source 4,210 under analysis. At the end of the day, we have to bank about 4,210. So where do we record the amount? Understand that it comes 4,210. What is it for? Which is rent income. Rent income. The next transaction is we do cash 3,500 from 18. 2,500 is to pay wages and 1,000 rand is for cash fraud. So here we will do 2,500. The other amount is for wages and other amount is for cash fraud. So what we do here, we go to the cash payment journal. The source document is bank statement day 17. So the name of payee is cash. How much was withdrawn? It is 3,500. What is it for? 2,500 is for wages. Then the other amount is for cash float, which is an asset. Cash float. Cash float. Next transaction is Derek Woodley paid Telkom for his home telephone account by EFT, 200 rands. So when the owner they use money for the business to pay his personal expense, the account that they opened is drawings. So in this case, we are going to record source document, which is EFT. Day is 20. Name of PE is Telkom. How much was transferred to Telkom? It was 200 rands. What was it for? It was for Derek's personal telephone account. In other words, you say he used the money for the business to pay his personal expenses. The account that is opened, this drawings account. Now the next step is to close off the journal. Is to close off the journal. When you close off the journal, you're putting totals. So start with the cash receipt journal. We add the Sunday accounts total. It will give us 104,210. Then current income, it will give us 5,790. Then the total we have a bank, it will give us 110,000. We do not hit the sundry, so the analysis of receipts. Then in the cash payment journal, if we add the bank column, it is going to give us 43,000. Then the total for stationery is 100. The total for wages is 5,000. Then the total for sundry accounts is 37,900.